Artist Talk. Live one-on-one conversation, 30 minutes of pure entertainment with musicians, writers, and actors to motivators, chefs, and even rappers to up-and-comings with the it factor. It's the JAZZIE KWard coming at ya. Have fun, some smiles, a few laughs. Tune in, chime in, sit back, relax. Have fun, some smiles, a few laughs.
Hey, happy Monday, everyone. I'm JAZZIE KWard, your host for Artist Talk, and welcome to another great show. And thank you so much for welcoming me into your homes wherever you are across the world. Another exciting show tonight. I'm so excited to talk to international sensation. She's a singer, she's a songwriter, she's a producer. I almost can't really talk. I just love JULIE DEXTER. And if you don't know JULIE DEXTER, shame on you. But you'll get to know her a little bit more tonight, up close and personal. But what I need you guys to do first is jump over there, get your other device, KWard Radio on my YouTube channel, and make sure you subscribe. Also hit that little notification bell right over there. Go back and watch the replays of these amazing artists and guests on the show, as well as subscribe to my website, which is KWardRadio.com. Well, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, JULIE DEXTER. She's a world-renowned, award-winning British singer, songwriter, and producer, considered by many to be one of the most influential female vocalists of our generation. And I'm going to show you just a snippet of just her, just doing a little singing around a little bit right here on Artist Talk.
Never regret. That was all we knew how to do. Long time, how you living? My friend, what's been up in your life? Choices we make, never regret. That was all we knew how to do. Long time, how you living? My friend, what's been up in your life? The world's been turning. We've been journeying, but not together. We chose to go our separate ways. The road was long and hard, all kinds of weather. There were sunny days and times of clouds last.
I told you, Julie Dexter's nothing to play with, y'all. She's in a lane all by herself. Ladies and gentlemen, let's share the video. Let's give a lot of love and let's welcome singer, songwriter, producer Julie Dexter to Artist Talk.
Hey, hi, how are you?
Julie,
I feel like I'm blushing. Like I am hot because it's hot anyway, but now I'm really like blushing after. I can share with you. I've never seen that clip. I remember doing it even as I was watching it just now with you. I was like, oh my God, I remember that, but I've never seen it. Like I literally relived that moment. I'm like, wow. So I was kind of like holding my breath the whole time.
That's right, Julie.
I was like, oh my God, please take the notes.
Hi, Nicole. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa. Hi.
You know, so anyone, if you have any comments or questions for Julie tonight, make sure you put them there in the comments, and I promise we'll do our best in trying to answer those. But you know, Julie, again, welcome to the show. You know, how have you been doing?
Oh, wonderful. I'm blessed. Thank you. I'm honored to be here. I'm honored to be asked to have an interview in 2021, a year into a global pandemic, and people like yourself, who I'm truly honored to have in my circle and in my corner, should I say. You know, want to help the masses discover. Maybe there might be one person today who discovers what Julie Dexter is. So I thank you for that. So I'm grateful to be here right now. Just to have the opportunity. I don't take it for granted. I don't think, oh, here's another interview. I know the power of people, of yourself, the voice, the choices you make, the people you choose, the you know, your ears basically. You hear something, you're like, the world needs to know. So I thank you, Jazzie. I really do.
I'm truly honored, Julie. I mean, I think I can remember going back to your project in 2000, which was A Peace of Mind. I remember that project, and I used to play it on my radio show, which I do a radio show every Saturday on WVAS. And your music, I mean, it's like your voice is a vehicle for spirit. When I first heard Julie Dexter, you know, and then when Moonbasa, that CD, I mean, wow, if you don't have Moonbasa in your life, everybody, you need to definitely go get Julie's CD. But we'll talk about that a little later in the show. But, you know, last year, Julie, with the pandemic, you know, since that happened, I always tell people it was a blessing. It was a curse for a lot of us. So how have you and your family navigated through that entire process?
It's been challenging, but like you said, it's a blessing and a curse at the same time. I associate the pandemic with peace be still. You know, I associate the pandemic with like the brakes halting, like something's happening and you're just driving along and this car comes out of nowhere and you're not ready for it, but thankfully you put the brakes on just in time, but there's still the repercussions of just that event happening. And it's like, it's literally your life is forever changed. I feel like that's what's happened. So that could be a whole 3-hour conversation easily in terms of being an artist. Yeah. You know, our industry being hit instantly, like literally one day you get several calls that XYZ is cancelled for the next and beyond, and you're like not sure when it's about to be, you know, hopefully postponed is the word and not cancelled forever, and you're like kind of in the unknown. And then as well as being an artist, I'm an educator, I teach also. So then all of a sudden we were virtual. So we were teaching in the classroom, and then all of a sudden we were having to be like what I call technology wizards, literally knowing how to navigate Zoom and sharing screens and all the, you know, what we're doing now. That was like, it was forced upon us. It wasn't like there was a gradual, some people knew how to do that, but the majority of us were not versed in that world. And it, you know, literally was sprung upon people that were still, you know, like a smartphone, yeah, maybe, you know what I mean? Like it was still,
Right.
it's a very forced way of thinking in terms of, okay, this is where we're at now. And most people weren't there. They were in denial. Myself, I'm that generation that was like, man, I don't know about all that. But kids, they were, literally saving me in the classroom. The children, literally, I'm so sorry. The
That's okay.
children were literally saving me in the classroom. They were like, this is what you do. He's Miss Dexter, press this to share your screen.
Right.
They were very willing to share their knowledge because I think they had a moment of being empowered almost. And I
Right.
willingly accepted all the help I could get. And it was a moment where we I think, bonded, and it strengthened a lot of relationships for me personally.
Mhm.
Yes, there were challenges. Yes, kids are on the screen pretending that they're there, but they're really not, and doing something they're not supposed to. All of those challenges. And yes, a lot of children have literally fallen through the cracks because a whole year has gone where there's been very little education. I don't want to say no, but it hasn't been education as we know it. So yes, it's a serious situation. But even with that, I've seen, like I said, empowerment. Generation Z, this next generation, they are wizards on, from TikTok to Snapchat to whatever it is.
That's right.
It's fast.
It's
So I'm like,
fast.
slow down again. Can you just show me how that goes? So, the pandemic came out and they were shooketh in mental ways, I think, socially, but technology-wise, man, they were not, affected by that in the ways that we were.
Right.
I don't believe. So
Right. So a question from Lisa, and she does. She said, "Does Julie have a Facebook page we can follow?"
yes, I do. I have my music page, Julie Dexter, my musician page, my personal page, not to brag, but it's full because they only gave you a limit, which was ridiculous to me. I'm like, well, how dare you limit my friends? But yeah, I have a musician's page, which is Julie Dexter. So yeah.
That's right. And you can also go over to Julie's website, which is Julie.
JulieDexter.com. You gotta say it with a Jamaican accent. I'm just kidding.
JulieDexter.com. And, Julie, as you were talking about, the pandemic and this technology, it was a blessing and a curse for so many people because a lot of artists said they were not prepared, and they like Jazzy, with the technology, doing virtual concerts, virtual events, I just wasn't prepared. But we never knew how long this pandemic was going to last, Julie. So I was going to ask you, Julie, with the technology, are we going to expect to have a TikTok video from Julie?
Well, even beyond being prepared, for me as an artist, it's almost like you're like taking away my soul. I'm like, you're asking me to do what I do in the most soulless condition. For me personally, I mean, again, every artist is different, but me as an artist, my artistry is literally, about the connection that I make with my audience. It's not about woe is me, not even woe is me. That's not even the right word, but look at me. I'm this amazing singer. Listen to my vocals. I can do all this and da da da. And actually, woe is me. My heart is breaking and love songs. It's beyond that to me. I feel like it's like finding that space where people like relate to you on a level where it's not fandom, this artist that they can't touch, but it's something that's relatable. Like I'm in Kroger right now. Like I'm walking in public. You can catch me in all those places, but I'm still able to perform with 10,000 people and get down and do what I do and touch those people on the same level. And it's not to say that one is better than the other, being known or not known. I think what I'm talking about is the essence of artistry is like, if you touch people and then that gets taken away from you and you have to touch people via another medium, which is literally not touching them and not being in the same space, it's like difficult to get the same result. Like I've really struggled with this virtual medium. Like trying to pretend at the moment that there's an audience there and I'm vibing with you because most people who know me or who have been to many shows, they'll tell you not one show has been the same. I liken my whole vibe and ethos, I guess, to Billie Holiday. Like, why would it be the same? Every day's a new day.
That's right.
Something different happened yesterday. I weigh more today. I weigh less yesterday. I ate steak today. I ate salmon yesterday. You know what I'm saying? All these things change the way your voice sounds, your experience, down to phrasing, tone, breath, the musicians, the location. I mean, we could go on, but my point is, every single moment is unique. So you take that away from those people that experience that unique moment, whether it's two people in the audience. I've done some bomb shows where there's like no one there, two people there. And you can't tell when those 2-3 people are mad. They're not thinking about the fact there's no one else is there, because they are enjoying and having that come up to me and be like, thank you for still giving and not being like, man, there's only 2 people here and don't give them. Like I sang like in the 2000s still. I don't sing by numbers. I sing because my spirit is moved.
Right.
So, I'm very much disabled by the pandemic because I haven't been able to connect with people.
Right.
The way I've vibed up in the past. So I'm finding new ways.
New ways. That's right. And Nicole said, I've been a fan since 2001. Peace of Mind CD was on repeat. I have every CD of Julie.
Thank you, Nicole.
Lisa said, I don't understand TikTok or Twitter.
I'm with you, Lisa. I am with you, Lisa. We're on the same page. It's too much. I mean, maybe I'm showing my age now, but I want to say I remember Friendster, MySpace, Facebook. It was very fast paced. They all came. And then I remember I was trying to keep up. And then by the time Instagram came, that's when I was like, man, I ain't got time to do this another, so I kind of just didn't. And lo and behold, that was the one. So by the time I got on, I literally could have got on 10 years earlier. And I was just like, ugh, I'm over. It was, and I was watching it. It's literally been the more than Facebook. Like the young folk, like my daughter's like, Facebook, really, man? Like no one's on there. Yeah,
but you think about it, Julie, what would a world be without technology and the internet? Then we wouldn't be able to have such amazing artists like yourself.
Literally, that's been, excuse me, that's been, I want to say, the reason why anybody knows who I am. I literally remember growing up, and whether it's watching Behind the Music on MTV, people's story as artists was waiting to be discovered, and their story was being discovered. And then the journey after being discovered, who discovered them and who, robbed them afterwards. And then they, ended up realizing they signed a Duff contract and all the rest of it. So that to me was the music industry. So the fact that I got into that same industry and didn't have that experience at all, it's been, so independent, so none of that by choice. I'm not saying I couldn't have had that experience. I think I've had opportunities on the way where that has been a possibility, but I, like many other people independently, especially since the 90s, because of late 90s into the early 2000s, because of technology, because I remember CD Baby, I remember, printing, like I always think Master P selling CDs out of his truck. I think of me burning my CDs on my PC, putting my stickers on the CD, with my little name on it. And, like I remember physically doing that, buying my stack of blank CDs, burning my music on them and selling them at my shows. Like that was the equivalent of selling, mixtapes or what have you. So it's been proven to be, a viable means, and it worked for me, to the point where you get to at least a level where you get on the radio, or now, digitally you can make a living. Like it's not, millions of dollars, obviously, but I know I get something every single month, whether it's through Spotify, XFM, whoever's playing the music, XM, that somebody's playing it somewhere, everywhere in the world at some point. And I'm not on Beyonce's level, nowhere near. So I can't, whenever I think of when I get my little check, I think, can you imagine what Beyonce's getting? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I can't imagine. I cannot. Like, when I say, can you imagine? I mean, no, I cannot, because it blows my mind. Because, I'm happy for my little check. It varies, but it's consistent. That means someone somewhere is listening to my music. But Beyonce's check, We're gonna have zeros for days.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
But I see for me, Julie Dexter is right up there with Beyonce. I'm sorry. Julie, you are in your own right. Julie Dexter is right up there with Beyonce. And hi, Costella and John Moore, who said he's a huge fan of your artistry, Julie.
thank you. I appreciate that. I really do.
Yeah. So everyone, I'm Jazzie KWard. My special guest is singer, songwriter, producer Julie Dexter. We're going to take a short break and we're going to have more conversation right here on Artist Talk. Hi, this is Jazzie KWard, your host for Saturday Jazz Affair on FM 90.7 WVAS. Join me for a new segment of Artist Talk. That's 10 a.m. Central Standard Time each Saturday on WVAS. We're going to talk to artists about their music, have great conversation, and much more. That's on Artist Talk on 90.7 FM WVAS. Of course, you can stream the show via WVASFM.org. I hope you can tune in. Hey everyone, welcome back to Artist Talk. And I'm talking with the beautiful, the fabulous Julie Dexter. Again, if you don't know Julie Dexter, shame on you for not knowing Julie Dexter. She definitely has that it factor. And Julie, I wanted to ask you, and I know you're from the UK. How was that experience coming from the UK over to the States, getting your music heard? Were there any challenges for you at first with that?
Definitely. Challenges come when you're as an artist trying to get your voice heard, because you got to figure out what avenue you're gonna, which path you're gonna travel, which whether it's via radio, whether it's trying to put your demo in the hands of somebody who can get it to someone, however you think that you can get to where you're going to get, coupled with the many stories of, so and so happened to hear so and so, and then I called and asked them, do you want to get in the studio, and that kind of story. So there's two avenues. I found that, like, you could get discovered and then you're on a path. And for me, I was just on the path of trying to get my music out there. I wasn't even trying to get discovered per se. It's just like how to get my music out there, again, because I knew at that time people were doing that, like, independently. It wasn't like this is a really hard thing to do. It was like going on the internet. I say this to all my students all the time. I feel like this century, the three most powerful letters of this century are www, World Wide Web. Because when we discovered the internet, we were able to search and Google outside of your neighborhood, outside of your city, outside of your state, outside of your country, outside of the continent, in the whole wide world. So it could be somebody in Liberia, Brazil, wherever, that had something that you needed, or some service, or the music, the beats they made were so hot, you were able to get with that person without meeting them and literally have an exchange via the internet. So that was like, huge, in the sense of people before that weren't traveling and just, checking out people for the fun of it because they had that kind of money, disposable. It wasn't a thing. Whereas you surf the internet, you kill time. We can all, I think it's a testament that we've all literally killed millions of hours already in the last 20, 30 years on internet surfing, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's scrolling on YouTube, now it's this way for stories, but there has been some kind of search because there's an engine, and whatever you're searching, you can search it. How to be an independent artist, how to make music, how to print your own records, how to publish your music, so just think of somebody who's literally, I say this again to students all the time, Miss Dexter, how do you do it? Google it. Like, not in a feisty way, not in a rude way, Google it.
Everything is
Google have you more answers than I can give you, for one. And secondly, it's, you can compare and you can see and literally look at, what your options are on a world scale that I would never be able to grasp and say to you, because it's not just in your neighborhood or locally.
Right. That's true. What I tell people, what they really need to do right now is, you can Google Julie Dexter, but go over to juliedexter.com. Your latest project, which I love, Deja Vu,
Thank you.
which is available now. So everyone that's watching this stream, who go back and watch the replay, again, juliedexter.com. Make sure you order Deja Vu. And what I want to do now is for everyone, we're going to take a listen to your song Mankind.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I love that song. So
Thank you.
right here on Artist Talk, this is Julie Dexter with Mankind.
I'm tired of hearing on the news of children being abused, beaten, raped, and murdered. Something just ain't right. I shed a tear for their loved ones, too young to know, to understand the meaning of a crazy man. What is it that drives someone to take the gift of a life into his own hands? Can someone please tell me why? Have you ever wondered why? All that I can do is cry, yeah. Whatever happened to mankind? How long before we realize the cause of our demise getting so much deeper? Violence plagues our TV screens. Still, it's not an excuse to live by these means. A further stain on the nation's consciousness. I confess, how is it we've become so acceptant and complacent?
Oh, wow, Julie, that song. How can we become so complacent? When you think about everyone, did you listen to the lyrics and the word of this song, Mankind? Can you tell us, Julie, tell us about Mankind and why did you write this song?
Oh, wow. It's one of the oldest songs. I have one of the very first songs I wrote in my early writing career, I guess, as a writer, exploring being a writer. And I think for me, I was searching for things that hadn't been written about. I felt like love was the most there's gonna be love songs from to the end of time. There's been from the beginning of time. That's gonna continue. Like I could, find a list just of love songs alone, and that would be so vast. It would be millions of songs. So I remember being on a mission trying to write songs that weren't about love, that were about different. So you get to people like Marvin Gaye, What's Going On. You get to Stevie Wonders. You get to people who think, look at the world and what's going on. So I've literally delved myself in those kind of artists, the Abby Lincolns. Like I'm a huge fan of her. Activists, musical activists. That's what I call the Stevies and the Marvins, and even the Michael Jacksons. They don't care about us. So I feel like that was my trying to write something, politically, that I actually remember when that song lyrically came to me. There was an incident in England where now there's been hundreds and thousands of them, literally mass shootings. But it was a mass shooting where a man had gone into a school and shot. It was young kids. It was, I guess, elementary school age, and the kids. I remember the news describing it, and they described the kids were just strewn across the floor, looking like dead rabbits, like they were little babies. I remember that. And I remember that being a trigger for me to write this song, to question this word, mankind, when he's clearly so unkind. I remember that feeling of what is wrong with man? Like, why do we do that? Why would we think that was an action that's okay? How do we get to that point where we do that over and over again? Mass shootings, killing. They say there's the mental thing, but I'm still like beyond the mental. Like, how do we get there?
Right. I think about, there was just a shooting today at a school. I don't know if you heard about that, Julie.
I did
I
not.
think it was at an elementary school in Tennessee. It just happened maybe a couple hours ago.
Mm,
So when I hear the song Mankind, and I'm glad you brought up Marvin Gaye, What's Going On? I mean, I placed those two songs together, Mankind and What's Going On in this world today, which are songs I think your song, along with that one, will, these songs need to be heard and played. I'm a lyric person, so I've listened very closely to lyrics. So I want to say thank you so much for your artistry and your gift. Because Julie has shared the stage, y'all. If you don't know, she shared the stage with Karen Wheeler, Layla Hathaway, Omar, Third World, also Maxi Priest, and you were also recently honored for the Black Women in Jazz with the Afro Caribbean Soul of Jazz Award not long ago.
yes, yes, it was. Thank you. It was.
Yeah. How was it when you received that honor?
Uh, Beautiful. I mean, obviously, it's not, the Grammys or the Oscars, but to be acknowledged in any form, shape, or fashion for your work, what you love, what you're passionate about, to me, you couldn't tell me I hadn't got a Grammy or Oscar. You know what I mean? Like I was, they had my award, I had my little speech, and I was like, "Mom, look!" It's that thing of being recognized. I feel like, and you don't do things but cheers, even though I know people feel like we're motivated by that, but as an artist, like you always say, Erica said it, I'm sensitive about my shit because we put our heart and soul out there for the universe. So, I always liken it to standing naked. Like I undressing myself in front of a whole a crowd of 1,000 people. Like I couldn't do that, but I can sing to you. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so that's the let me sing. Can I sing? Because that's me bearing my soul. I can bear my soul singing to you, but I couldn't physically, see myself doing that. But I can see myself, not see myself. I know I can bear myself to singing. So I liken it the same way because it's a very raw. It's a very looking to my soul. Even the judgment of being in tune or whatever people consider the right notes, or if you're riffing or it's a high note, or how long you hold the note for. There's so many, ridicule that comes with what's considered a great singer and a good singer. The difference between a Billie Holiday and an Ella Fitzgerald, to me, both, magnificent,
Oh,
but so different. You couldn't get more different, but again, the same in the sense of their soul bearingness. They're putting this out there, their vulnerability, their the beauty and the pain. There's so much pain in being an artist because it's truth bearing. Like you can hide behind a lot of things, but music and art, it's very difficult to hide because people see.
right.
They know, they feel.
They feel
That's why we love Anderson .Paak. That's why we love Cardi B. You know what I'm saying? We love people's experiences. That's why we love DMX. God bless his soul. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Like we talk about people's music, but we also, it's not that we love their pain, but we feel their pain and we relate to their pain and we relate to the struggle. So in the same way we relate to the struggle and the pain, we elate and are joyful with them, and we lift them up when everything is good too. So it's like, you're not family members that aren't your family per se, but you treat them such. So.
That's true. So I know some of your influences have been, Nancy Wilson, Abby Lincoln, Bob Marley, and I also, your voice has so much texture and colors and elements. I also think about like Sarah Vaughan and Dinah Washington. But I want to ask Julie Dexter, like, you know, who does Julie Dexter listen to? Do you listen to trap music and all that other music, as some people may call it, jazz, classical, all that?
I listen to good music. I listen to music that's good, and that comes in all shapes, forms, and fashions. That could come in Dolly Parton. That could come in Elvis.
That's
That
right.
could come in Toots and the Maytals. That could come in Diana Ross. That could come in Diane Reeves. I mean, that could come in so many. You know what I mean? I can name a spectrum: black, white, blue, Pink Floyd, that could come in the Beatles, that can come in the Jackson 5, early Michael Jackson, early Michael Jackson. Like, Lord, please, early Michael Jackson. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so many things. It's everything that moves me, that makes me, like, to me, the stuff that I listen to it when I'm in the car. I'm not gonna play that again. Like, I can't listen to it just once. I have to hear it 2 or 3 times. I'm like, okay, let me just go into something. You know, like, I have to. That's I make my playlist, and I rarely get to the end because I'm jamming on those first 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 songs. I can't get past them. Like, I'm like, let me just hit that again, and I just go in.
Yeah.
So I could go, after I drop my son to school and then I go to work. That's like 20 minutes to school, and then another 25 minutes, 45 minutes. I might get through 2 or 3 songs. Might. Because rewind is a thing. Like, it's a thing.
It's a thing.
And it's an experience, because you rewind because you want that whole journey again. You want the build up, the beginning, the bridge, that, it's not even just that little piece. You got to get to the middle and the beginning to get to the piece. You know what I'm saying? It's the journey. So it's a thing. Like, rewind is a thing. So yeah, I'm that person. I'm listening to everything that's good.
Again, everyone, I see the comments. Hi, Angela, April, John Moore, and Lisa. And we're talking with singer, songwriter, producer, Julie Dexter. And Julie, real quick, could you tell us about your masterclass?
Okay, so my masterclass is, people are like, oh, what do you do? And I'm like, I don't teach. I share discovering. I share finding your voice. I share that, like, I can't teach anyone how to sing in the sense of it, especially in a masterclass at one time. Oh, this is how you do, and then you can sing. That's a journey. Like, I'm still discovering my first voice. But in one class, you can drop a seed. You can give people a ha-ha moment where they're like, oh. You can give people a moment where they literally forget everything they've done and start jumping from scratch. It's a thing where you just give people like a pointer for where they're at that point. So some people, especially if I do like group classes where you have different people with different abilities, like advanced and not so much, you'll be amazed that there's a common ground where you can all come together, where, just singing, and you're just in the room and everybody just singing that, you're feeling that vibration. And then one of the person, you start making harmonies. And it's not about who can go, whatever the runs. It's just, we're just choosing these notes. That's all we're doing right now.
Okay.
And then one other person, I call it fly. Who wants to fly? Who feels they can fly? And we haven't discussed before. We haven't written anything, and they just listen and then they improvise. I would say that's the essence of my class, is like, because you haven't done that before, because one, you won't know what notes I'm going to choose, you won't know how we're going to do the notes, and you won't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care what you've been listening to or whatever, you're still going to have to come and free yourself. That's my point. And you come and you fly. And most people are scared, because people are scared of bum notes and what they call failing and sounding silly or stupid or bad. But, the examples I'll give, I'm like, I'm going to sing one note and I'm going to, I'm singing like, my soul, I've been walking for years, and I've been, this is one note. Like, we don't need 10 to give that, you know what I mean? Like, that's just one thing right there. We'll have a whole class on that. And then obviously people bend a note and they'll take another note and we'll get to another place. But you start on a basic, simple level where everybody can feel like, oh, I can do that. That ain't hard. Cool. I can get with that. And then there's no intimidation of, oh, Lord, they're going to start riffing. They're going to start doing this Stevie Wonder. Like, no, it's not about that in the sense of discovering, because if that's not your thing, that's not your thing. It's not everyone's thing. Like, it's not the standard for singing. And I feel like a lot of people feel like it is. So I come and say, no, it's not. It's just one part of it.
Okay, great. So how can people sign up for your master class?
Well, most of the classes I've been hired to, people have sought me out and been like, can you come and teach at my school or institution or what have you. I'm always open for people who want to book and work with me. Again, on my website, you can go to my website where it's got the contact me. There's a form there also. But you know, I'm open. Some people want to do big groups. Some people want to do smaller groups. They're not so comfortable in a bigger group. So again, I'm very versatile and adaptable. Obviously, since Corona and COVID came, it's been a little difficult for me to get my groove on in the same way. But again, the Zoom is a thing, and you know, technology has got us to a place where we can still, you know, get to a place where we can still make things happen. So.
Okay. Well, who knows? JAZZIE KWard, I may sign up for for Julie Dexter's one of her master classes and see how she can help her brother out. Julie, I want to say thank you so much for coming on Artist Talk. You know, we want people and everyone on the show to support Julie and her music. As always, visit the website, juliedexter.com. And, you know, Julie, for someone who's watching this, young man, some young woman, and they see you, your artistry, your gift, what's the best advice that you've been giving that you can share about maybe life and or even the industry that you're in?
Be yourself. You can be influenced, but you still have to find your lane of how much you're influenced by someone. Like, you're not here to imitate. You're here to take pieces of whatever influences you or moves you and still mold that into yourself, in the sense of you're the nucleus, you're the start of things, and then you bring towards you, as opposed to starting as something that is somebody else. I think that's a mistake a lot of artists make. They start, you know, trying to mimic somebody. It's like, you know, you gotta find who you are, find your voice, find your range, find your tone, you know, find your lane, in the sense of your taste. Like, don't think that even if you want to be a soul singer, that you just gotta listen to soul. If you want to be a soul singer, listen to country, listen to rock, listen to pop, listen to every kind of music, because soul is the definition of where it comes from in your body when you sing, to me. You know what I'm saying? So you could be a soulful pop singer, you could be a soulful rock singer, you could be a soulful country singer. So soul to me is the essence. So that means you gotta listen to everything. Clearly, you know, gospel, R&B is standard, but don't just think it's just that. Right. To me, it's finding the essence of how can you make a song that maybe not considered soulful. That's how you learn how to sing soulfully. Because when we listen to Sam Cooke or Otis Redding sing a song that maybe somebody else sang, and we hear the difference, we're like, that's the difference. You know, whether they bring you hear the church, when you bring the South, the blues, the jazz, whatever, you hear that. And that's what they bring. And that's a phrasing, that's inflection, that's, you know, grits. That's that, you know, not the perfect pure sound. That's letting it all out, you know. That's that. You know, again, it's funny we're talking about tone. I'm gonna say DMX, you know, his whole that, you know what I mean? That was his tone. That's his body that we heard. You know what I'm saying? That's how when you hear Sarah Vaughan, that's her whole body singing, and she's her whole range. That's her whole body. You know, Billie Holiday, that's her whole body you heard. And we have a sound that comes out of, you know, the elements that make us. Yeah. That's what makes us unique. That's why people can sound alike, but there's no two voices that are exactly the same.
That's true. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from Julie Dexter right here. Make sure you go pick up her latest project, Deja Vu. And again, you can visit her website, juliedexter.com. Thank you so much, Angela. Lisa Teague said it was nice meeting and hearing your music too, Julie.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So, Julie, can you share with us, do you have anything that's coming up that you can share with us?
Again, the COVID front has kind of shut a lot of things down. There's been a little hiatus as far as shows per se. Again, just keep an eye on the website. But there's a couple virtual things coming up. But as for physical shows, not so much. But April 12th, we're going to be doing a virtual show at the Velvet Note. I know that much. April 21st. I'm sorry, not April 12th, because that would be today. April 21st, see, I have way too much going on. April 21st, we're going to be doing a virtual show. I'll make sure all that stuff is on my website. And I'm, like I said, I'm trying to stay safe, but I'm missing the stage. I'm missing doing what I love. I'm missing connecting with the people. So I'm hoping it's sooner than later. I was hoping it's going to be this summer. I think we're going to pick up a little, but I don't think we're going to be all the way there this summer. I think it's going to be possibly next year, maybe the year afterwards, when we get back to some kind of normalcy. to be honest, because of the nature of what we do, you know.
That's right.
Feely on stage.
That's right. Check out JulieDexter.com for site. Julie, thank you so much. Come back to Artist Talk anytime, anything that I can do. I always play your music on my radio show. I will continue to do that. And many blessings, continued blessings to you and your family.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I appreciate you so much. God bless you.
Thank you, Julie. We'll catch you next time, okay?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, international recording artist, singer, songwriter, producer, Miss Julie Dexter. I told you she has that it factor. And if you don't know Julie Dexter, shame on you for not knowing Julie Dexter. Tell your mom and them, your auntie, tell everybody about Julie, as well as go over to KWard Radio, my YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe, as well as subscribe to the website, KWardRadio.com. Any artist that would like to be featured on the show, all of my information is there. If you want to support the show, PayPal, Cash App, all of that information is there. Join me this Saturday on WVAS FM 90.7, Alabama State University. Of course, Jazz is Appreciation Month. Discover new music. Discover the jazz in you. Jazz is in everything. Thank you so much, Costello. My special guest will be recording artist, saxophonist Michael J. Thomas. Thank you so much, my friend, Mr. John Moore. Thank each of you. Also have a special guest that's coming up this Thursday and Friday. I'm JAZZIE KWard. Have a great night. Remember, make sure you take care of yourself and be kind to others. Good night.
Baby, seems like everywhere I go, I see you. From your eyes, your smile, it's like I breathe you. Helplessly, I reminisce, don't want to compare nobody to you. Boy, I try to catch myself, but I'm out of control. The sexiness is so really, I can't let it go. Know that I can't get over you, cause everything I see is you, and I don't want no substitute. Baby, I swear it's deja vu. Know that I can't get over you, cause everything I see is you, and I don't want no substitute. Baby, I swear it's deja vu.
A live one-on-one conversation. 30 minutes of pure entertainment with musicians, writers, and actors, to motivators, chefs, and even rappers, to up-and-comers with the it factor. It's the JAZZIE KWard coming at ya.